This is our first ever Gemara Gold video. So here we go, class. First of all, so let me just explain what we're going to be doing is we're going to really be learning the Gemara outside. And what I'm going to want to see from you is that you understand the give and the take. What's called the shakla v'tarya of the Gemara. You don't have to read the Gemara for this part at all. You just have to understand the give and the take. And because it's only going to be outside, we're going to cover more ground. So here we begin with the Mishnah. In this video, we plan to go on the entire Chaf Aleph, Amud Aleph, from the Mishnah down to the bottom of the page. Here we go. In the Mishnah, we have a total of 2 topics. So one advice thing is that you should really take out a piece of paper and just write down the topics. When I speak it out, I'm gonna not just say the information, I'm gonna break it down for you. Okay, so that'll be much easier to take notes. You don't have to write every single thing I say. I'm gonna break it down into, there's gonna be 2 points here. I'm gonna say it like that. So you'll have a point number 1, point number 2. So in the Mishnah, there really is two topics. Number 1 is how to read the Megillah. We're going to learn a few halachas in how to read the Megillah. And secondly, we're going to break into the topic of reading the Torah, all the different times that we read the Torah, how many aliyos, and some of the rules within that. So topic number 1 is a person could read the Megillah, standing or sitting, number 1. That's A, or A, if you want to put it in topic number 1, A. You're standing and sitting, you could read the Megillah. Topic number B, within reading the Megillah, is you could have many people reading the Megillah at the same time. You would still be Yotzei. What exactly the chiddush of that? What's new about that? We're going to be seeing in the Gemara soon. Makam shenagu levarich yavarich, avishalo levarich lo levarich. What we see is that a person has whatever the minhag is, says the Mishnah. If whether or not you make a bracha on the Megillah depends on what the custom is in the place. You can't veer from the custom, so it's not a choice. If the place is not to make a bracha, you can't make a bracha. And the place is to not make a bracha, you can't. If the place is to make a bracha, you can't choose to not make a bracha. It goes after the place that you are, not the family that you are, the place that you are. Okay. So next topic. That was topic number 1. Topic number 2. On Mondays, we're going to go now in an order of what you do 3 times. You read 3 aliyos, call 3 people up to the Torah. They are Shabbos, at Mincha time, Monday and Thursday. So there you have 3 aliyos, and you don't read from the Haftorah. It's always going to talk about whether you read from the Haftorah. We don't read from the Haftorah. And it has to be exactly 3. You're not allowed to make any additions. The next time the Mishnah lists is Chol HaMoed and Rosh Chodesh. Chol HaMoed and Rosh Chodesh, it goes up in Kedusha, and we also go up in Aliyahs. So normally you have a carbon musaf by these things. Chol HaMoed and Rosh Chodesh happen, so it's just a way to see that it goes up in Kedusha. It has a carbon musaf, and so the topic number 1 is in B. In topic 2, A is 3 aliyahs for Monday, Thursday, Shabbos, and Mincha. B is that we have 4 aliyahs on Rosh Chodesh and Chol HaMoed. C is on Yom Tif we have 5 aliyahs. And now, for the first time, if you would like, you can add an aliyah. You can take away. You need to have at least 5, but you can add if you would like. 6 is the Yom Kippur. You have 6 aliyahs at Yom Kippur. So that's, D. You have 6 aliyahs on Yom Kippur. And again, you could add aliyahs if you can't subtract. And over here, and finally, E is Shabbos. Top is halacha E in topic 2 is Shabbos. You have 7 aliyahs, and you're allowed to add. Now, starting from 5, 6, and 7 aliyahs, meaning Yom Tif, Yom Kippur, and Shabbos, we have Haftorah, and you're allowed to add aliyahs. And finally, one last thing in this mission is to remember the system of the brachos that they had, which was you would take 1 aliyah at the very beginning. People reading the Torah, the very first person would make a bracha, the bracha beforehand, and only the last guy to get an aliyah would make a bracha afterwards. In the middle, there were no aliyahs. Okay, now the Gemara begins. The Gemara explains, so this is what topic number 3 is, that a person, that when reading the Torah, you must stand. It's only at the Megillah that you're allowed to sit. By reading by the Torah, you must stand. And where do we know that from? So very interesting. We get it from, the source is what it seems from here, from this Gemara, that we are replicating Har Sinai. When we read the Torah in Shul, just to explain the depths over here, not to explain it, but just to show you the depths. When we read the Torah, we do it in a fashion, I'll speak about this more in class, how you're fashioning it after Matan Torah. And so just like Hashem stood at the giving of the Torah, and the pasuk says, "V'ata ampo amodi madi," he told Hashem said to Moshe Rabbeinu, "Stand with me." So Hashem, you have to stand up. You have to stand when reading the Torah. Okay. The Gemara also says a halacha that we learn from this pasuk that it says Hashem it was stand with Moshe, that a Rebbe and a student, when they learn Torah together, they have to be on the same height. It can't be that the Rebbe puts the Talmidim on a lower level. So it can't be the Rebbe will sit on a chair and the students will have to sit on the floor. If there's only one chair, maybe that would be different. I would understand that might be different. But generally speaking, you're not supposed to have one chair, set it up that there's one chair for the Rebbe and the Talmidim on a lower level. Or you shouldn't have it that they could either all sit on the chairs or they could all sit on the ground. Okay. Then the Gemara brings a brisa. It says a fascinating thing. So a brisa is something from the Tanaim. And we'll call this topic number